How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back. So tonight I want to give my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025. This will be my first official content video of the year. I did like a Digital Co giveaway and did my live stream last Saturday, but this will be like the first real content video. So I'm going to give 10 here. I'm going to go rank them from 10 to 1. I'm going to give, after I give the 10, I'm going to give my like 3 honorable mentions at the end. So I'll just wait to the end to do that part. I really want to get the pacing going, really get this one going fast. Okay, so before we get started, let me know in the comments some of the movies you want to see in 2025. Obviously, I'm just giving like mainstream titles that I've heard about. There's going to be like indie films and stuff like that get released throughout the year that I have not heard about yet, so can't include those ones yet. So starting off at number 10, I have the movie Wolfman. This one's directed by Leigh Whannell. He obviously did like The Invisible Man, I think Insidious, and maybe like a Saw movie possibly. But this one's starring Christopher Abbott. Has Julia Gardner. If you've ever seen Ozark, she's really great on that show. So really interested in that one. That's going to be like the first one released, like big title that I'm interested in seeing this year. Okay, so number 9, I have Captain America: Brave New World. This one's directed by Julius Onay. Has starring Anthony Mackie. Obviously, he played Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and it has a 82-year-old Harrison Ford. So if you've seen the trailer, you'll know what's going to happen in this one. Really interesting. Obviously, we'd all like to see like the main Marvel characters come back in here, but these movies are fun. I think there's like 3 that are getting released this year from Marvel. Obviously, that's some people probably prefer maybe none or maybe 1 movie a year, but I'm still excited about these. Usually I take my nephew to see a lot of these movies. We like seeing Marvel movies, so it's a lot of fun for kids. Okay, so number 8, I have the movie Tron Ares. This one's obviously, I love the original Tron from 1982. For a long time, people used to ask me what my favorite Disney movies were, and it was always Tron and the Black Hole. So a lot of kids my age love the cartoons from Disney. I always love these, but I like the second one enough. I think it was a Tron Legacy, I believe. But this one's interesting and has Jared Leto is going to be in the movie again. It has Evan Peters, you know him from the Marvel movies. It has Jeff Bridges. You got to have Jeff Bridges in these as Greta Lee is going to be in the movie. So interested in knowing what this one is. I haven't seen any trailers for this movie yet, but interested in seeing what happens in this one. I think the director is Joachim Ronning or Joachim Ronning. I'm not familiar with his work at all, but interested in seeing what happens in this one. Okay, so number 7, this one actually might be the most interesting Marvel movie. It's called Thunderbolts. This one's director is Jake Schreier. Interesting here as Florence Pugh, really like her movies. Sebastian Stan, he just won a Golden Globe. It has David Harbour, he's really great from Stranger Things. Wyatt Russell. So it's got a great cast, and it's got Julie Louis-Dreyfus going to be in the movie. So it's very interesting. Like I said, it's kind of those secondary characters from Marvel. But just watching the trailers for this, it looks really interesting. Okay, so number 6, this one's going to be a movie from Bong Joon-ho. The movie's called Mickey 17. This one looks really strange, really futuristic kind of film. It has Robert Pattinson, obviously Batman, going to be in it. Naomi Ackie, Stephen Yen, if you know the Walking Dead. It has Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette. So it's got a great cast. Like I said, it looks really interesting. I've seen the trailer for this several times. So it's usually like the same trailer every time, so I don't think it's really spoiled a lot of the movie. But you know what the basic storyline is, and I don't want to necessarily spoil it here, but I think it looks really strange. I'm really interested in seeing how the movie ends. All right, so number 5, this is the last Marvel movie, I promise. It's called The Fantastic Four: First Steps. This one's directed by Matt Shakman. This one looks really interesting. I really didn't like the last Fantastic Four movie, but I like the cast in this one. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, obviously she's from the most recent Mission Impossible movies. Has Joseph Quinn, obviously he was in Quiet Place, Day One. He's also in Gladiator 2. He's also in Stranger Things. So I like this cast a lot. Julia Gardner's in this movie as well. She's obviously from Ozark. All right, so number 4, this one's from Gareth Edwards, and the movie's Jurassic World Rebirth. This one's obviously the Jurassic World franchise. It's like the 7th one. I love the original 2, and the 3rd one's pretty good. Some of those stuff in the Jurassic World, the second franchise is a little bit hit or miss sort of. I like the first one. So this one's got a pretty good cast. It has Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali's in the movie. He's an Oscar winner. Ed Skrein's in the movie. So, like I said, this one's the 7th in the franchise. We'll see what happens on this one. Okay, so number 3, this one's actually 28 years later. This is from director Danny Boyle. He actually directed the first one. He was like a producer on the second one along with Alex Garland. but Alex Garland's actually back to write this one. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing that one. I like the second one in the franchise. It's just this one looks really interesting. The trailer looks really dark. So for a horror movie, I think this one's going to be really creative. So we'll see where it goes. But this one's probably really fascinating, and I hope it really turns out well. Okay, so number 2, I have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This one's directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Obviously, you have Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Vanessa Kirby. Obviously, I said she was in a movie earlier. This one, interesting. The last one was actually Mission Impossible, the Part 1, Dead Reckoning Part 1. So it's interesting here. I don't know if they plan to make this one the last one in the franchise. And I think if it does really well, they'll do another one after this one as well. But yeah, obviously Tom Cruise is like in his early 60s now. He can't do these stunts forever. He puts his life at risk to entertain people. Okay, so coming in at number 1, I have Superman. This one's directed by James Gunn. Obviously, he runs DC now. He obviously directed the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. This one's starring David Corenswet. He's the new Superman. Has Nicholas Hoult plays Lex Luthor. So this one looks really strange. It has a dog in the movie as well, which is if you've seen the trailer, it's really funny. So I think it's going to mix some humor into it, kind of like the Guardians films. So we'll see where they take Superman in this movie. But I really like the trailer. Okay, so I'm going to give you some quick honorable mentions. Obviously, the first one's going to be The Monkey by a short story from Stephen King. The trailer looks really strange in this one. I think it looks really good. As I've got the Running Man remake. This one's obviously starring Glenn Powell. You know him from Top Gun Maverick and Hitman. He played Hangman in Top Gun Maverick. This one looks really good. It's got Katie O'Brien. She's from Indianapolis. I guess she was in a movie called Love Lies Bleeding, which I've never seen, but I've heard some pretty good things about. She's also in one of the Star Wars TV series. It also has Josh Brolin in the movie as well. The last one, obviously, I'm a huge fan of James Cameron. I've got Avatar: Fire and Ash. So, basically the Avatar movies, they're movies that I'll see in the theater with 3D glasses on. I've seen the first two twice each. I've never actually owned any of those movies because for me, I don't have a 3D TV. So for me, seeing them in the movie theaters where I should probably see them, but I definitely want to check this one out. Okay, everybody, so I really appreciate watching this video. Obviously, like I said, leave in the comments, let me know some other movies that I didn't mention that you might be excited about, or even the ones that I am mentioning, give me like a top 5 if you want to. Please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do that. Please put a thumbs up on this video. Everybody have a great one.